Hello everyone, I'm BeakerTeck, also known as Keegan, and welcome back to Cities Skylines. Now, I thought I'd do something a little bit different, start off with a time-lapse, so I hope you enjoyed that. Made a little, almost a rest stop over here. We've got the bollards to make sure people don't, drive down onto the grass area, go crashing through the trees. And we do have a lovely little scooter here parked up, so hopefully someone's enjoying my empty parks. I'm not quite sure where they are. They've popped out of existence. But yeah, so a little rest stop. And that's the kind of thing that I'm hoping to do a bit more of in not only this episode, but this series. We have another person pulling up down here, down the end, coming out to the side, and enjoying this lovely little park. I think it's great. What I do want to do, though, something I didn't do in the time-lapse, is add some more colorful trees to this area. Just to add some of the variety, is the word I'm trying to get out here, that you would see in the New Zealand landscape. So I'm just going to add a couple of the bigger ones around as well, so that, you know, just add some variation. A couple of the bright colored ones. And do I have, what are you? You're a Mediterranean cypress. You are tiny. I was hoping I had a red tree, which I do. So I'm going to go ahead and put the red tree in just here in that little section there, and then I am going to add a couple of these in around the place just for some variation, just to spice things up a little bit. And I have just realized, actually, I'll come back to it in just a second, that the yellow tree here actually puts leaves on the ground. I don't know if you can see that, but there, leaves on the ground, which is really quite cool. I mean, it doesn't really fit in with the rest of the stuff, but that is a nice little addition. So whoever made that, kudos to you. That looks awesome. So there we go. That, I believe, now is the final version of our little rest stop here. Very, very happy with it. I do have a couple power issues. I have gone looking for a different power line than this one. However, I have been unable to find it, so I am going to have to keep looking, and in the meantime, I'm not really fussed that this guy doesn't have power and stuff, so I will find something, and if I can't find the specific asset that I'm looking for, I will simply install a mod that means they don't have to have power at all. These have lights on them. That's kind of frustrating. Are you one of these? Is that what you are? Yes, it is. Let's, how do I turn off? If I draw you, oh, you're not. Let's upgrade you to that. You were a walkable path before. Let's go ahead and just, in fact, I'm not really sure what you were actually, to be honest. But there we go. Now you don't have street lights down the middle of you, so that makes me a lot happier. Now, one thing I have got is I've got these wooden, let's go through what I've got. I have got these wooden fences, which act as a park, essentially, but look very, very nice. We'll go onto the sunny side, get the right angle going on. We also have got in this one as a prop, we've got, these are all flower beds, pink flowers, Jersey barriers. This is going to be awesome to do some highway detail work with. But for now, I don't need it. I've got this wooden fence here. I have some horses. I think I have another horse somewhere. I think I have 3 horses. Yeah, there we go. There's the 3rd horse. I have this small wooden fence, and I have this white fence here. Now, in terms of size comparison, personally, I think the white one is going to work best to line this farm with. Though the brown one might be more noticeable, but I think I'm going to go with the white fence. And we'll go ahead and line this whole thing with that. Now, we don't have any others. They are all of them for now, but I think that's enough of a variation to get us going at least. So luckily, we have the prop and line tool, so I don't have to worry too much about boring you with, you know, placing down umpteen thousand fences, because that would be painful, not just for you, but also for me. And unfortunately, it has not quite placed them perfectly, but I think it's gonna do. I'm not gonna go too fussy in terms of making sure that it's placing these 100% right. Though in this case, I'm gonna get it a little bit nicer. I'm gonna turn on anarchy, and I am just gonna angle these just a little bit. If I can just angle them, is that gonna make it better, or is that gonna make it worse? I think that's actually made it worse, which is a little bit of shame. So let's just go ahead and bulldoze all of these. I do apologize for the noise, but we will get this right. So let's go ahead and do this. What? Let's... Zero angle gets me... Zero angle really is what I want, is it not? I believe zero angle is gonna actually work for me. So let's go with that. Tiny bit of a gap, but that might actually be fixable by bringing the width of it down. If I can bring the width down just a little bit, then hopefully they will sit slightly closer to each other. And yeah, I mean, they're still sort of displaced just a wee bit, but it should be fine. Not too fast. Now we are going to bring this to the front of the house. Then we'll go around the house like so. We'll give them a little bit of a backyard out here. We can always go ahead and populate the backyard with some things. Not sure what with yet, but we'll work something out. That's not quite close enough. Nor is that. This is the hardest thing. Is trying to make sure that these always line up. Now I'm just gonna go to. We'll go to there. And then we'll start sort of on this side, and we'll come down perfectly there. That goes into that corner very, very nicely. There we go. And same on that side. That seems to be working out for us. Lovely. We'll bring this one down all the way to the end and finish it off there. And then just need a couple singles to close the gap. And again, I know it doesn't quite fit perfectly, but it's gonna have to do. This is not, we're never gonna be looking at this too closely. So if there is that little bit of overlap, we're just gonna have to live with it for now. So one there, one up in this corner is gonna have quite a bit of overlap. That's okay. We're just gonna plop you down there, and again, no one's gonna be able to tell. Okay, shh, don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone that it's happening, all right? Especially yourself. Just tell yourself that it's not happening. That one's kind of gonna bother me though. So what we're gonna do to fix that is we're gonna put in a big old tree. Do we want that tree, or do we want? I think there's a better tree even than that one. There's a bigger, better, nastier version of that, isn't there? Is there not? The live, yeah. See, like. Technically, they're completely different, but that there, I think, is a fantastic tree model. I really do love me that tree model. That is some good stuff right there. And it fills that gap very, very nicely. So these guys, what do I want to do in their backyard? I can't get rid of any of those trees. They are built into the house. But I can go ahead and give them a couple... little trees here. Don't actually like that red one. What I'm going to do is, going to give them a couple cypresses. They are, is that a cypress? No, that's a Papellen? Ah, it's German. Ein Baum der Rückzug in den Himmel wacht. Ah, my German. That was probably insulting to a lot of people. And I apologize for that. But, yeah, so it probably says, because these are cypress. It probably says cypress in German. That's probably what Papellen is cypress in German. That's my guess anyway, and I'm sticking with it. And I am just gonna run another line of these down, just to sort of section off this property. We'll just do the 2 though. I think it looks kind of interesting. And then we'll give these guys some stuff to play with in their backyard. what can they have? We could give them. We could give them a swimming pool. You know, farmers tend to be kind of rich, so if we like to do this in a way that's gonna not get all the grass in it would be ideal, but it looks like there's gonna be grass in it. Unless I place it on a road like that, there's gonna be grass. The way I can get around that, of course. No, even the tiles aren't gonna work. What if I do something like... Oh! No! No! Come back. Come back. Build. Build. Come on. Build for me. And now, of course, it's going to be a completely different type of house as well. That's okay. We'll come back to that once that is finished building. I just realized I don't actually have a gate prop, which is interesting. And that's a dinky little house. I don't like that. You can go away. I want a big one back. And I don't have any gates to put on here, so that's interesting. I could put, I could pick sort of a different fence section and use that as a gate, which is definitely possible. That's better. That's a house. I think that's the same one, actually. I'll do something with that in a sec. See, I could definitely do something where it sort of goes like that, and that becomes our fence. And then if we grab the white fence again, we can line them up on an angle like so, and like so, and that there is our little gate. Just a different fence to differentiate that is a different gate. Now, I cannot use a brush to place these horses, so we are going to have to put these horses somewhere. I might go ahead and actually fence off a section here just for the horses. That seems like something that would be a thing, and again, because it doesn't quite fit, I'm going to go ahead and put in a couple trees just here, like so, and then we will put in, do I want one of them? This seems almost like a statement tree, so we're going to leave that one, but in here can now go our horses. We're going to go one there, one there, one there. We'll grab another type of horse, which will be that one. We have one of them, and then we'll put a grey horse in. Oh, these horses change colour. Hey, look at that. Colour changing horses. Perfect. There. That's what I want then. That way they look different. Awesome. So we've got that, and we'll give these guys a little deck chair out back, and a what do we want to detail them with? They can have a swing set out the back as well, just to add a little bit of something there. And they've got some horses. Now I do need to do something with this field, and I'm thinking I could go ahead and do corn rows, because I do have somewhere in here. Yeah, I've got corn stalks. So if I was to do lines of corn like that, I could definitely get some farming going up in here. So cue time-lapse music and cue time-lapse. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed that little time lapse. Got some cornrows done and also got a bunch of trees in place. And I mean, it looks a little empty still, but I think it looks kind of nice. And I can imagine a few of these sort of dotted around the place. Obviously, there's this one here, this one here. One of these farms, I think, out here deserves something. I think we might give these guys a little plot of land. Not anywhere near as big as this. I think this was a little bit big. It was a little on the big side. But something. They'll get something. And then, well, we've got all this room to grow into. But anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. It is a slightly shorter episode than normal, but that is something I am sort of thinking of doing with this particular series, with the Royal New Zealand series. It is going to be shorter episodes, just because a lot of it is going to be detail work, and it's mostly going to be one project per video. For instance, this one, we did this farm. And we also started off the episode, obviously, with the rest stop over here, which is getting a lot of people coming and visiting, which is really, really nice. Maybe a little too many people. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, smash that like button. And also, don't forget to hit subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.